Everyone has heard about pumpkin bread, but what about sweet potato bread? Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Katrina. Welcome to the Organixx channel, where we get together every week in the kitchen and create delicious recipes to support you and your loved one's health. Today, we're going to be making gluten-free vegan sweet potato bread. For our recipe today, you can either use canned sweet potato or fresh, simply by taking your sweet potato and then poke it with a fork all along the outside. Then we're going to bake it in a 425 degree preheated oven for about 50 minutes until your potato softens. Let it cool slightly and then remove the peel. And if you want to save some time, simply bake your potato the night before so it's all ready to go for the morning. You can use a potato masher, a hand mixer, a food processor, or even a blender to create your mashed sweet potato. To make our flax egg, begin by taking 5 tablespoons of filtered water, and to it we're going to add 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed, preferably freshly ground that day. Add it to your water and then give it a quick stir. And then set it aside to thicken. In your mixing bowl, add 1 3/4 cup of Bob's Red Mill gluten-free 1-to-1 baking flour. Now, you're always welcome to use your favorite blend of gluten-free flour. Just know that it may change the texture of the bread a little bit. 1 teaspoon each of baking soda and baking powder. Now for some spices. I have 2 teaspoons of Ceylon cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, and 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Last, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of pink Himalayan or sea salt. Whisk together your dry ingredients and then set aside. In a separate mixing bowl, add in 1 cup of your mashed up sweet potato, your flax egg, which should have thickened up nicely by now, 1/2 cup of coconut sugar, 1/3 cup of melted coconut oil. Now, if you would prefer less oil, you can always substitute this with applesauce. 1/3 cup of your favorite unsweetened vanilla nut milk. That's at room temperature, and that's really important. Otherwise, we're going to harden up the coconut oil and it'll be really difficult to mix it all together. Whisk together your ingredients. Add in your flour mixture and then stir just until combined. Grease a bread pan with coconut oil and then line the bottom with some parchment paper, just so it'll be easier to release the cooked bread. Top with 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. If you'd like to add just a little bit more sweetness, you can always top off the pecans with some extra coconut sugar and a sprinkle of Ceylon cinnamon. Bake in a 350 degree preheated oven until when a toothpick is inserted in the middle, it comes out clean, anywhere from 45 to 55 minutes. Okay, now we're ready to give this sweet potato bread a try. It is nice and moist, definitely a dense bread, so you don't need a lot of it, and it's not super sweet, which I like. I really like it. It's just a nice flavor, and the more this bread sits, the more the flavors will come through. You'll want to store it on your kitchen counter. Don't put it in the refrigerator. And it can probably last for about 3 days as long as it's in a sealed container. I hope you give this one a try, and I hope you play around with it. You could play around with the toppings, maybe even put cranberries in the bread or raisins in the bread, but definitely make this recipe work for you. I wanted to give a quick update on this recipe. So if you really love the flavor of sweet potato, which I do, I would recommend using 1.5 cups instead of 1, and then omitting the milk completely. It was delicious. Either way is great, so do it the way that you think you would like best. Thanks for joining me today. Hey, we love hearing from you, so if you have any feedback, leave it in the comments section below, and I look forward to seeing you next week in the kitchen. Take care. Bye-bye.